Our next speaker is Alexis Monahan. Lexi is currently a senior studying economic and political science at Stonehill College. Born and raised a Democrat, shame on you. It was not until 2 years ago that she came across the ideas of liberty at a seminar run by the Institute for Human Studies. Since then, she's become an advocate for liberty, interning at several pro-freedom think tanks across the country, including the American Legislative Exchange Council in Washington, D.C., the John Locke Foundation in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the Rhode Island Center for Freedom and Prosperity. What she's most proud of, however, is her work with Students for Liberty, where she serves as campus coordinator, helping groups across New England to form pro-liberty organizations on campus by finding and developing leaders and providing them with necessary resources for success. And I have to tell you, that's got to be a really tough thing to do when you're on a college campus surrounded by communists. Alexis Monahan.
Thank you so much, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be here today in front of so many advocates for liberty. You are all inspiring. Today, I'm not going to talk to you about tax reform. I'm sorry, I am an econ major, but I am not a tax expert. I support the reform. But I want to talk to you about speaking to my generation. Please look around. Who's missing? Woo! Students over there. But there's maybe 3 students for every 25 adults. If we're going to make lasting change in this country, we need to get our students on board. Now, we have to do this because we need their vote. We need their support to get this legislation passed, to get these changes passed. And we are tomorrow's leaders. As scary as that might seem, we're going to be leading the country, and we need to make lasting change. Finally, this bothers me. We're going to be paying these taxes for a very long time. I've been paying them since I was 15, and the life expectancy of students is only getting higher and higher. And I'm not making decisions about taxes. It's simply not fair, but I don't need to tell you that. So today I want to talk to you about how you're going to reach my generation. Now, it's not going to be easy. I'm sure all of you have tried to talk to your nieces, nephews, sons and granddaughters, and you haven't had an easy time with that. So first I'm going to talk about a couple of the stereotypes of my generation, and then I'll tell you how to talk to us. So first of all, my generation is accused of being the most entitled generation. We are the laziest generation. And my favorite, we are the absolute most liberal generation. I know. Now let me debunk these for you. We're all kind of excuse makers, so let me give my excuses. As for entitled, yes, we're entitled. You've given us everything. But you have iPhones too. And this also gives us an opportunity, to put our focus on other things. So that's one benefit. As for lazy, guys, we're not lazy. We're efficient, and you're jealous. We will do the least amount of work to get the most benefit, and we will find ways to do that. We don't even have to look for remote controls anymore. We have remote controls on our phone. And then finally, as for liberal. Now this is going to be a tough one to sell you, because even I, as a campus coordinator for Students for Liberty, walk around my campus and have the hardest time convincing other students that government is not the answer. But let me give you something. I've talked to a lot of students, and I spoke to a lot of students on campus at Stonehill about taxes and tax reform. And collectively, they will all say, I'm a Democrat. I voted for Obama, and they all support that. But, if you give them a chance, I have also found that my generation really doesn't like to be told what to think. We're more individualists than you give us credit for. Do not tell us what to do, do not to tell us what to think, and allow us to find things on for ourselves. So now here's your instruction. It's really simple, but at the same time it's really hard. First of all, you need to listen to students of my generation. You need to be patient with them, and you need to personalize everything. So as for listening, it's very frustrating to speak to students and have them not listen to you, and have them put up a defense mechanism and not listen to the things that you're saying. And you all are obviously here and support freedom and liberty, and that's important. But students of my generation don't want to be told what to think. Students of my generation like to find things on their own. So if you give them, I promise, if you just give them the slightest reason to listen to you by personalizing stories, asking them what they would do with their taxes if they didn't have to pay it, personalize things like that, ask them what they care about, they're going to listen. It might not be a change overnight. I became a libertarian overnight. I started out as a Democrat, and then I was given some literature, and I changed my opinions. But that doesn't happen for everybody. I like to call it planting a seed. You need to give them something that they can think of. Just a tiny little tidbit of information, and eventually it'll grow because they like to follow their own logic. So just be patient with them. And as I said, personalize everything. I have faith that all of you have that patience and have that ability to listen. And let me just say, Students for Liberty has found student leaders across college campuses around the world. We started 5 years ago with 30 students. Now we have over 5,000 students in the network. And it's all about patience on campus. But I promise you that I and all of the other student leaders and all the other young people here are probably the most passionate generation you've ever seen. We're passionate and we're persistent. And I promise that we will be working to continue this freedom. But just give us a chance. And thank you so much for all of your work and for being here today.